Have you ever wondered what led to the infamous Boeing 737 crashes? These incidents, etched indelibly into aviation history, sparked countless questions and inquiries into their causes. The crashes, involving the seemingly reliable Boeing 737 MAX, were not just unfortunate accidents. They were pivotal moments that cast a long shadow over the aviation industry and led to a seismic shift in how plane safety is perceived and regulated. These catastrophes were a wake-up call, revealing a disturbing truth about a criminal conspiracy to defraud the Federal Aviation Administration. This conspiracy, as ruled by a U.S. judge, was the underlying cause of these crashes, and the victims were legally considered crime victims. The ripple effect of these crashes was monumental, costing Boeing over $20 billion, grounding the 737 MAX for 20 months, and prompting a much-needed reform in FAA airplane certification. But what exactly went wrong? What led to these tragic incidents that claimed the lives of hundreds of innocent passengers and crew members? What was the role of Boeing in these crashes, and how did the aviation industry respond? Join us as we unravel the chronology of events that led to these unfortunate incidents. Dive into the timeline of events that marked the Boeing 737 crashes. The first crash involving a Boeing 737 MAX occurred in late 2018. The aircraft, operated by an Indonesian airline, crashed into the Java Sea just minutes after takeoff, tragically resulting in the loss of all passengers and crew on board. The immediate aftermath was a whirlwind of investigation and speculation, as aviation experts around the world sought to understand what could have caused this deadly incident. Just a few months later, in early 2019, the unthinkable happened. Another Boeing 737 MAX, this time operated by Ethiopian Airlines, crashed shortly after takeoff, again resulting in the death of everyone on board. This was the second deadly incident involving the same aircraft model within a span of 5 months. The world was stunned, and the aviation industry was thrown into a crisis. Following these two tragic incidents, the entire Boeing 737 MAX fleet was grounded globally. This unprecedented move was a response to the serious concerns raised about the aircraft's safety. The grounding affected thousands of flights worldwide and cost Boeing approximately $20 billion. But the cost was not just financial. The crashes exposed a significant problem with the system on the plane, leading to questions about the certification process and the oversight of aviation safety. The grounding of the fleet was not just a precautionary measure, but also a stark admission of a failure in the system. The aftermath of the crashes was tumultuous. Victims' families sought justice, while Boeing faced mounting legal challenges and financial losses. A U.S. judge in Texas ruled that the people killed in the two crashes were legally considered crime victims, a ruling seen as a victory for the families and a significant blow to Boeing. The ruling sets the stage for a hearing to propose remedies that will hold Boeing accountable. The crashes not only cost lives but also expose significant shortcomings in aviation certification processes. The aftermath of the crashes saw unprecedented actions in the aviation industry. In the wake of these tragic events, the entire Boeing 737 MAX fleet was grounded globally, a decision that cost Boeing a staggering $20 billion. The crashes didn't just leave a financial dent, but also a legal one. A U.S. judge in Texas ruled that the victims of these crashes were crime victims, a verdict that could potentially reshape the remedies to be imposed. The relatives of the crash victims argued that the U.S. Justice Department had violated their legal rights by striking a deferred prosecution agreement with Boeing. The judge agreed, ruling that the crashes wouldn't have occurred if not for Boeing's conspiracy to defraud the Federal Aviation Administration. This ruling was seen as a victory for the families, and it set the stage for a hearing to propose remedies that will hold Boeing accountable. The crashes also prompted a review of the Federal Aviation Administration's airplane certification process. This reform was a necessary step to ensure that such a tragedy would not be repeated. It was a wake-up call for the aviation industry, highlighting the need for stricter safety measures and more thorough certification processes. The crashes led to significant changes in aviation safety and certification processes. Let's recap the key points we've discussed about the Boeing 737 crashes. These tragic incidents, which occurred within a 5-month span, revealed a significant flaw in the aircraft system and resulted in the grounding of the entire 737 MAX fleet worldwide. This move had a massive financial repercussion on Boeing, costing them roughly $20 billion. The crashes also exposed shortcomings in the certification process, prompting necessary reforms in the FAA's airplane certification process. In a landmark ruling, a U.S. judge declared the victims of these crashes as crime victims, setting the stage for Boeing to be held accountable for these tragedies. In spite of the backlash and the immense loss, Ethiopian Airlines resumed flights using the 737 MAX, following a rigorous recertification process by multiple regulatory bodies. This decision, however, remains controversial, with many relatives of the crash victims expressing their disapproval and vowing never to fly on the 737 MAX. The Boeing 737 crashes serve as a strong reminder of the importance of safety and transparency in the aviation industry.